Hey guys, I have a special surprise. So if you're wondering how come everyone is saying on the chat happy birthday, well, it's my birthday. It's also not just my birthday, it's also two other leaders, two ambassadors, Ken Seto and Erick. They are leaders in the UK market and the Canada market. So I've been talking to them a lot, and because they're also ambassadors, they have been, giving us a lot of input on the business as well. So before all of you go, I just want to wish you guys a happy birthday, and I have a special surprise, so don't go. Okay, everybody sing with me. I hope all of you are unmuted by now, but anyway, this is the birthday cake. Happy birthday, Ken and Erick. You guys have been such great help in the development of the business as well, because you guys have been Do you like the cake? I'm just gonna make you co-host, Erick, so that you can say something. Red and Shin, if you could just help me make Erick and Ken co-host, and then you can unmute them as well. Then we can just sing happy birthday together.
Can you hear me?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday Happy birthday,
Lilac. Happy birthday, Mr.
Happy birthday to you.
God bless you. Happy birthday to you. May God bless you.
I'm gonna bite into the Bitcoin.
May God bless
Happy birthday
you.
to everyone. Can I? Hello, Nicklaus. How are you, Nicklaus?
I'm very good,
God
thank you.
bless you with all health.
Thank
I
you.
need to talk to you.
Thank
you.
Guys.
Hey.
Hello?
Co-host.
Wow.
Can I take a voice now? Thank you.
Love you all.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, everyone. Take a picture of
Thank
that
you,
cake.
everyone.
Oh my gosh, man. That cake
Hello,
is
Mr. Ken.
amazing.
Look more young, man.
Mr. Ken, we're gonna come to Canada. We'll conquer Canada with EzyTRX.
Yes.
Ken, you
Guys,
Nice,
I want to say
great.
some words. If I can take
Guys, stay
if I can.
focused. Stay focused. I all request you, everyone, stay focused.
Erick, are you in London
this
now?
is game changer. This is really big game changer. Stay focused. Let's work together. We are all happy, easy family.
Thank you,
Okay,
Ella.
thank you, Alam. Alam, I would like to take a vote.
Hang on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, carry on.
Okay.
With everyone's
Thank you,
muted now.
Alam, for the nice words. I will just take only 2 minutes my speech because today is my birthday. So thank you so much for all the wishes. I'm already
Happy
drinking,
birthday.
and I'm gonna have to go to my guests because I have already many guests in my house that's they're waiting for me. So, but anyway, for me, company is very important and community is very important. So they need to take a patient. They need to wait for me because the most important is a relationship with everybody. It doesn't matter if it's a family, if it's business partners, or if it's business. Everything is important in our life. So, guys, just a quick speech from myself. My wish, when Leila put the cake, my wish is that every one of you that is with EzyTRX family gets financial freedom. Okay, this is my wish for today, and I want you to stick around with us. I know you can have a lot of doubts in your head, and sometimes the success can take you down. But guys, there is one thing that you have to follow: never quit. If you quit too fast, that's not gonna work. You're never gonna get financial freedom. So if you stick with one thing and keep following, keep moving forward, that's what makes you success. That's what makes you financial freedom. So this is my wish for today, that you all guys will get financial freedom with us, that you all guys gonna gain the biggest team and stick around with us to the end. Okay, stick around with us to the end. This is the most important one. And of course, have a good day for you. I'm gonna have to shoot off very soon. Thank you, Nicklaus, and thank you, Leila, for this cake. Thank you, Nicklaus, for this opportunity. I know we are moving to the right direction, and I know we're gonna get there, and we're gonna be on the top. Okay, so see you all guys on the top. I'm gonna celebrate my birthday. Thank you all one more time for these wishes, and well, all the best to you. That's all I can say.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you. That's wonderful. Thank you. I love your wish. The wish for everyone to have financial freedom. That is absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much.
It's
Ken,
not
you
only
might
for
wanna
me,
say a few
for
words.
all of you.
Go and enjoy your
Thank you.
birthday.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Have
Bye.
a drink on me. Have a drink on me.
Ken, you want to say some words?
Yes, I do. Hey, thank you everybody for the birthday wishes. I've already been partying for the last 48 hours. It's still going strong. It's Sunday morning for me, so I just got back in the wee hours of the morning. But I just want to wish everyone the very best. I want to thank you everyone for the birthday wishes. And I want to just kind of jump on where what Eric had talked about. I know with what's going on in the world and so forth, there's always a ton of other smart contracts coming on. I mean, I seem to be getting approached with a new one every 2 days. And it's very easy to get distracted because a lot of squirrels out there. Squirrels go after bright, shiny objects. And that's what tends to happen for a lot of us who are networkers. You know, the tendency is to jump onto the latest thing, latest and greatest thing that they always promise. But as you know, it never works out that way, you know. And there's a saying I heard a long time ago, you know, that is, it looked good from afar, but it was afar from good, you know. So a lot of times things are not necessarily what they appear to be, and we have something very unique and very powerful here in EzyTRX. And I know that some of you have mentioned to me that, you know, it looks like things have slowed down, but guess what? All businesses have ups and downs, and I would encourage everybody to stay here, lock arms, and continue this movement, because we do have something very unique. We have a true community here, and I just want everyone to know that. But I am going to enjoy the rest of my weekend. Again, thanks for the birthday wishes, and Lisa, and then please take a picture of that cake. That cake is amazing. I've never seen anything like it before. So yeah, I really appreciate it. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Ken.
And the
Thank
wishes.
you, Ken. Really.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Ken. I'll eat the cake for you.
Sure.
This is you, by the way, the mosh pit.
Lisa, you've been eating a lot of Bitcoin, Lisa.
Yeah, not just Bitcoin, Tron, USDT, Ethereum, and a lot of
As she should, yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see, there's a Tron logo right here. It's in the eagle shape. Can you see
We can't
it?
see your camera right now. We see alarm.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh gosh. Maybe one of the administrators can help me.
Oh, here it is. Now.
okay. You're spotlighted now.
Oh my gosh! Look at that cake. Woo!
Yay! So
I love it.
Can you see the logo, EzyTRX?
Yes. Looks wonderful. Wow.
Ken in the mosh pit. Rick in his suit, and then that's me, my YouTube channel. So Tron.
Do you have to take a bite out of Eric's head?
I don't know how I'm gonna eat them. Am I gonna eat them?
Ken, she's about to eat you, Ken.
That's fine. Go ahead. Bite hard.
Okay, final wish
All right.
before I blow the candle. So
What's
Eric's
your wish for everyone?
for freedom for everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Then what's your final wish?
Final wish. Let's make lots of money going into 2021. Everybody, come on. Let's make it happen.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay. And my wish will be the same as well. You know, more earnings for everyone. and more subscribers on my YouTube channel. Okay, so it's a legit wish. Okay, I'm gonna blow the candle for everyone. Yay! Awesome. And I'll finish the cake for you since you guys are not here. But hope to see you guys soon, probably when travel is back to normal. Okay.
Right, bye.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Lisa.
Thank you for joining me in the birthday celebration. So I'm gonna put this down. Everyone, hello, welcome to the live EzyTRX webinar every Sunday. Today is a very special day as well because we are celebrating the birthdays of two of our other leaders and myself. I've been here from the very beginning, so all of you must have seen my face by now. Okay, today I want to bring aboard I want to bring up some questions that have been asked by some of the leaders and some questions that people have brought up on the Facebook groups, on our private chats as well. And these are valid questions because they relate to the business and it's about the future of EzyTRX. So last week we spoke about the 5 main things that we're branching out into. So the marketplace, the currency market, MasterCard, tokenomics, and all these things tie in together and they make up a whole EzyTRX ecosystem. So I want to bring aboard our creator founder, Nicklaus. He's here on the call and he's gonna talk a little bit and flesh out some of the questions that you guys might have. Okay, so Nicklaus, you wanna start? I'll just bring up the question.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. Okay.
So let me just kind of get into this, and then we'll cover the questions towards the end. In the meantime, if anyone still has pending questions, please post it into the group. Actually, post it into this chat, and if there's anything that's really important, Lisa can highlight it. Sadly, I've had a very strange week. My iPhone went down, my MacBook Pro went down, my MacBook went down, so I sent everything in for repair. I'm actually having to make this call on my phone, so it's going to be a little bit limited in terms of my access to the questions and so forth. So I want to chat a little bit about last week's. I think it was a very big call. It was a really important call, right? We covered the roadmap and the future of EzyTRX and where we're heading. And excuse me, and it's I think it was very pertinent, right, that everyone understood the direction the company was heading in. It's not easy. This is ultimately, it's a new business, and it's also a new model, right? This it's a matrix built on a smart contract. And again, to repeat myself, obviously we built this emulating what Forsage had originally done. And oddly, in this business, sometimes trends come and go. And when we first started, just the whole idea and the whole plan behind this smart contract kind of made a lot of sense because it was really quick. People felt safe. Funds were paid to you directly, and all these things made it exciting. But it does require speed. It does require consistency and persistence, and you do have to work. But also, a lot of people tend to be in this business and they want to sit down and hopefully earn returns that might not be of their own doing. So they may want an ROI. They may want to have the company collect money from others and to pay you. And so that's something that people have gotten used to. As much as they get burnt, it is also something that they like. And so we realized that what is important is to take the whole concept, and this is a great concept, right? The business, it works really well. It continues to work well, and it works really well for some leaders that are still at it. There's some leaders who are still really active, and they're still bringing in fairly large numbers of people, and they all continue to earn. But then there are some other leaders that are kind of sitting down and just twiddling their thumbs and looking outside the window. And we get that, we understand that. So we realize that we've got to build on top of the business, and we have to now add enhancements, make changes that make sense and make it exciting. The limitation that we have is that it sits on the contract, and the contract can't be altered. So we can't necessarily go in and decide, well, tomorrow let's have an ROI plan and let's stop paying out 55% of the direct person, let's pay 10%, and let's take 45% and use that as ROI. We can't do that, right? The contract essentially has been cast in stone and has been deployed. So that's out of the question. So what does that leave us, right? It leaves us with changes that we can make that continue to build excitement, but continues to also enhance the reliability of this business. Obviously, one of the key and really fundamental and really important changes is to ensure that we return everybody's credit. I think that's going to create a marketplace that's going to be extraordinarily big. It's going to be that kind of excitement. I think I can't emulate. I can't explain to you. But if you think about it this way, people are upgrading. They continue to upgrade. Funds to continue to come in. New members are coming in, and 2 million goes to 3 million, 3 million goes to 5 million, 5 million goes to 10, 10 million goes to 50 million, right? Now, when it's 20, 30, 40, 50 million in the system, you now have a whole lot of spend. You have a whole lot of activity. People who are going to go in and say, well, listen, I've got $5,000 sitting there. I don't want it to be sitting there. I want to be utilizing it. And now you're going to create activity. You draw people back inside. So that's one of the pretty big changes. We talked about converting all of that credit into potentially a stable token. Well, whether it's going to be stable or whether it's going to be a token that we allow to rise as the demand increases, as the funds continue to come in, as upgrades happen, when 10 million becomes 50 million and 50 million becomes 100 million, then these tokens gain some kind of incredible value because the utility is baked into the business. Remember, all tokens, at the end of the day, the holy grail still is utility. So we've got this opportunity. We don't have a small community. 20,000 is a big number. And this is a big number of people who put in larger sums compared to all the other platforms. All of the other similar platforms, as you know, you can get in for $2 and $6 and so forth, right? We remain a lot larger. We've all enjoyed the rise of Bitcoin and the altcoins. And Tron hasn't been left behind. Tron as well saw a wonderful rise. And so I think we've all enjoyed that gain. We want to stay in crypto because we also understand where it's heading. We all feel positive, and we feel that the future has an incredible upside. The thing about these changes, however, is that it requires two things. It requires cost and it requires time. Cost is unfortunately a little bit of a tricky aspect of this business. We have a group of ambassadors, and at the same time, we also have a community of 20,000 people. And if we want to be building fundamental changes for the benefit of everyone, well, then who's going to be paying for those changes? Because any fundamental change costs a lot of money. You want to be building on the contract, right? We want to be placing credit in, allowing the tokens to come back inside into the system. Well, then that's maybe $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 that is required to get the system not just working well, but ensuring that not a single penny is lost. Because again, you're building utility. Usage has to be there. You have to have accountability. So that is the question at the moment, right? Who's going to be funding these big changes? That's something I don't have the full answer to. To a certain degree, I'm trying my best to, as you know, we have an outlay every single month. We've got a support team that try to be there to help everyone. We still conduct the Zoom calls to ensure people are clued in and they understand where the business is heading, and we still help you with the training. We still send all the fresh collateral out. We do what we can do. But at the same time, all of this costs money. And time is the other expense, right? Because with time, let's take the currency. We wanted to get the currency up and running on Wednesday last week. I think we only got it up and running on Thursday. And actually, to be fair, we wanted to get it running the week before by Sunday. We missed that deadline as well. A whole host of factors come into play. You know, the payment gateway has to be put into place. It has to be tested against all the various currencies. It has to, we've got to tie into the acceptance of crypto. And then you have to ensure that you accept crypto and set the time limit on acceptance of the money from the second crypto amount is posted. Again, you know, if you want to send $4,000, well, that may end up being 0.32657 BTC, for example, right? And 5 minutes later, it is now 0.38 BTC. And then what happens? Who's going to be bearing that loss? So, you know, these are important things that have to be tested, and it's caused delays that we don't want, that we didn't anticipate. And with delays come, you know, restlessness. So it's an issue. We could pay a lot more. We could, instead of paying $20,000 for development, we could pay $80,000 for development, and then we could have a bigger team, and maybe it might move a little bit faster. But again, you know, cost and time, these are rather important components that we've got to be thinking about. The other thing with the currency, I think one of the questions that was posted is, well, how come I can only apply for the virtual card at the moment? Well, because the virtual card is the lower cost entry that we can afford at this point. Because for us to get physical cards ready, we've got to have a minimum order, and these cards are not cheap, and the bank fees are not cheap. And so if we put in a minimum order, we've got an invoice of about $120,000. Who's going to be paying $120,000? Who's going to then get into the marketing of this and ensure that the take-up is going to be high enough to ensure $120,000 is covered? So it isn't straightforward. Again, you know, this is not a proprietary business. It is not a single owner that is holding on to everybody's money. And if we're holding on to their money, well, then we can spend aspects of that money, right? I can take a certain percentage and throw it out for marketing. But we don't have this sort of setup, right? We remain decentralized. One of you as a leader could take up the baton and choose to introduce a product, and you could pay for that setup, and you could do all of that and introduce it to the program. I'm completely open to something like this. In any case, we may need it because we're going to have a marketplace that has to be substantial in size. So I'm covering some of these topics because over the past 2-3 weeks, I haven't really engaged directly with the ambassadors as much as I should. You know, everybody's been busy, and you know, there's been traveling and all sorts of stuff. It's not really an excuse, but again, even then, as ambassadors, we all have limited power. So I think one question Lisa had been edging to kind of ask me from, it might have come from one or two leaders, is, you know, how long before we see, for example, credit available? When is the academy going to be up and running? I've explained to you the complexity that's needed for the academy, for instance, but well, it's supposed to be, and I hate doing this. You know, we thought the academy was going to be up a week or two ago, and we now believe it's going to be another 2 weeks or so. The IT team is, again, IT isn't always easy to deal with, right? They've got their own costs, they've got their own other projects, they've got their other priorities, and so forth. So we hope it'll be up in the next 2 weeks. But again, that's not the exciting thing. The academy is important. It's important because we wanted to have a product all the way. We wanted to have that academy sitting there to ensure that we return that value. But I'm in particular more excited about also returning everyone's credit. And I think this is something that It's critical for me and from my point of view, but it's an enormous cost. It really is an enormous cost. I kind of want to share that and share it with you. I'm not trying to lay this burden on your shoulders, but I want you all to understand that as much as we want the changes to happen right away, there are obstacles and hurdles that we've got to overcome. So that's what I wanted to touch on. But please bear in mind the roadmap is real. The roadmap is exactly what we plan to do. And I kid you not, and I assure you, it will make EzyTRX incredibly robust and valuable. And the tokenization at the end of the day will play a significant role in what we're doing. So, maybe if it's at all possible, I'm supposed to engage a lot more with the IT team from tomorrow and the day after. Over the course of this week, I'll try to get you real updates on timelines and the in particular what features we're going to be turning on right away. So that's kind of where that's what I'm going to spend the week doing for you and for all of us. Now, someone sent me a couple of accounts that I thought was quite important to share. And I don't know, Lisa, if you can get ID 35 up and running. If you look at this particular ID here, you will see that lost earnings amounts to approximately $13,264. That's US dollars. And of course, it would have gone up today because Tron has obviously gone up. But that's a significant loss in lost earnings. And this account has been fixed, I believe, in the sense that a lot of upgrades have now happened. I think he's already noticed that he's lost quite a fair bit of money. If you can pull up the other account, Lisa. This account, as you can see, this ID is a very early ID in the system. And this ID has now lost $65,000. $65,000 is a truckload of money. I'm sure he's kicking himself, but it happened very quickly because when the business started, it started rapidly, and a lot of people came in really quickly, and they upgraded their accounts. So remember, you can't control momentum, and you don't know when momentum is going to happen. So you've got to look into your system. You've got to log in and check your balances and look up the category of lost earnings. You've got to do it. Please check. I don't know how else to say this. Check, and study the system and understand how close you are to losing potential earnings or further earnings and upgrade. And you've got to build this culture all the way down to the people that have signed up below you, whoever you can reach out to. Please, it's an important reminder. You've got to tell people upgrade. The upgrade is critical for you and me because remember, this entire business is built around funds coming in. All platforms are the same. All platforms. If funds don't come in, they will die a natural death. They die immediately because the liability is huge. We have no liability here, so it's a little bit different, but the momentum must continue. The upgrades have to continue. If that does happen, everyone keeps earning. You've got to remember this, right? And don't be selfish. You upgrade, people above you are going to be earning. Keep that same culture. The people below you will upgrade, and you will earn. It has to be done this way. You got to keep growing. Again, we're feeding the system. I always keep saying it's like a restaurant. You got to feed that restaurant. You got to go in there. You got to patronize. You've got to purchase. Otherwise, that shop or whatever goes out of business. So same thing has to apply here. You've got to get things moving. It's going to take us my guess, it might take us 2 months before we get credit up and running. And then this will feed the business automatically. I assure you, it will feed it automatically. Nobody's going to want to see their money sitting idle. So that momentum will start to happen again. So I want to come to some of the questions that have been raised. Lisa, have there been any questions that have been posted into the group so far?
So other than the credit, when will credit be up, and when will the marketplace be up? There's also questions about what does it mean when you put everything in and it will be available as credit. So I think some people don't understand the credit swap. So maybe you can just talk a little bit about how it works. When you put Tron in, how does it become credit that can be used on the marketplace?
So I think this will be the fundamental change for EzyTRX, and it'll become the key driver for the business, but it will also be the significant change that will set us apart. So what does it mean? I mean, at this point, you've got members who put in a number of steps, and let's say you put in 5 steps, and 5 steps now might equate to about $2,500 US. And as you know, these payments that have come in, these steps that you've purchased, will automatically be distributed to the person above you, and then up 9 other levels. So the funds have been dispersed. But what we're going to be doing is we'll take that equivalent value, 2,500, and we will return it to you and say you now have $2,500 US. That's the dollar equivalent in credit. Now this 2,500 will move up and move down based on the price of Tron. So if you put in, for example, 1,800 Tron, we will then take 1,800 Tron and we will show that up as credit, and we will give you that dollar value. So what you're going to be seeing is you'll see the dollar value because that's the easiest to register. And if Tron's going up, well, then you've got increased spend. If 2,500 went up to $3,000, then now you have extra money that you can now utilize in the marketplace. That's exactly how it's going to be working. If Tron's going down and $2,500 suddenly becomes $2,300, suddenly becomes $1,800, well, then you're going to be in a great rush to spend that money as quickly as you can, right? So that's an important aspect. And we will allow you to use credit together with a cash component to purchase items in the marketplace. So we spoke about a trading bot, for example, right? A trading bot, for those of you that are active with crypto and want to make money, especially now the market being this hot, the opportunities are enormous. So you want to get advice on what sort of tokens to purchase. Remember, the current recovery of Bitcoin yesterday and today wasn't Bitcoin going up, it was XRP, it was Ripple going up. Ripple went up 10% and led Bitcoin up. Ordinarily, Bitcoin takes precedence and altcoins may go down, and then Bitcoin finds a plateau and altcoins shoot up. It's like some kind of a rubber band effect. And that's kind of what happened. And then now everything's come down. But now XRP has gone up, right? And then that's brought Bitcoin back to recover at least another 10%. Well, it's recovered a lot of the loss that it's had, right? It's now sitting at about $18,000. So these bots help you to decide what to purchase, and they are very time sensitive. So if a bot says purchase at 22.10, then you've got to purchase at 22.10 because everything's been set up in that manner. The candles have been read accordingly. The amount of volume that is being fed into the coin has been monitored, and the expectation is that there will be a rise, and the rise might be really short. And then you'll be told that you can expect a 15% gain. Anything above is a bonus, but when you hit 15%, please sell. So now at 22.10, when you get in and you make that purchase, well, if you then make the purchase and go and have dinner, and then or went to watch a movie and you came back, and you might find that the token had gone up and then it may have come down again. So again, these bots are useful to give you the triggers, the signals, and tell you exactly what you got to be doing. So these are valuable. They cost on average about £100 a month per bot. And we're trying to get cheaper bots, maybe bots that might be about 50, 60, 70 pounds a month. And if you went to any of these sites and you subscribe, you will find the bots exactly at that price, and we will have them at the same price within the system. But if you've got a higher level, then you just pay 50%. You use $50 in credit, and you use $50 in cash, and essentially it would have cost you $50 in cash for something that would have been £100. Had you purchased it out on the market on your own, you would have had to pay £100. So the whole idea behind the marketplace is to find goods, services, retail items, and primarily digital products that we can give to you. For example, if you subscribe to Netflix costs you $15 a month. It's $180 a year, right? That's for your premium plan. We can probably get that for you for maybe about $100, which means you save $80 on an annual plan. And then you use 50% cash and 50% credit, and you only pay $50 for what is worth $180. So we will ensure that we bring stuff into the marketplace that really make a lot of sense for you to utilize the credit, because you save one in the real cash component that you expose yourself to, and you ensure that prices are genuinely at market level, equivalent to market level, or even lower. This is how we'll manage marketplace together with the credit. And then the key consideration here is how we manage this credit as a token, because that allows us to build on the blockchain, allowing the dissemination of these tokens when you need to spend, when you need to receive. And if we want to be paying dividends into the system, so when the marketplace is active, we will have a profit that can be generated, and the profit can be then paid back to you into your wallet via the usage of this token. So it's a complex ecosystem that has to be built, but it will be beneficial for all of you because that gives value to the token, utility, additional value to the token, dividends. So, and then we'll allow tradability, right? So we can say you can convert these tokens into cash by, you could give the token away. You could give the token as a purchased voucher. So for example, you pick up a $100 voucher. That $100 voucher can be utilized in the marketplace. You've paid $50 in cash and you've paid $50 as credit. Now you've got a $100 voucher. Now you take that and you sell it to a third party. It doesn't have to be part of EzyTRX. And he can log in and access via a wallet this $100 voucher, and he can spend it in the system. So you then would have also monetized the credit that we've given you. So we're thinking of all of these things to ensure that you get continual earnings, that you stay with the business, that will now, you've already been paid. All of you have been rewarded. All of you. Everyone sitting here today have already earned everything you deserve. You've already gotten. So now we need to try to figure out ways for you to earn actually more. And this wasn't part of the original EzyTRX. This is the enhancement that we understand is important, that will make that change for you. So that's kind of where credit. It's not an easy answer. I don't want to just say, listen, if you put in 1,000 tron, I'm going to give you 1,000 tron back. That's it. That's probably the short and simple answer, and it's probably accurate as well. But I want you to understand the background behind all of this, right? Because there's a lot of complexity. There's a lot of thinking that has to go into why we do this and what benefit does it give you as well. So I hope that gives you gives you a thorough answer as to what we're doing with that particular change. I've got a comment from one of our members who essentially says that our funnel is funky. I've heard this feedback from several people. I'm not an expert on funnels. I'm not an expert on social media marketing, online marketing. I don't use these tools, and this was built by a third party, and I can easily accept that it is lacking in its features, in its thought process, in the enhancements that could have been built into it. And so this coming week, we will engage with members that have been trying to reach out to us to give us the right feedback. If it's okay to mention the name, I know Ansel Fernandez, I believe, is one of the many experts on this particular tool, and we'll take on all his feedback, and we will try to make the changes to the funnel that will ensure that it's as powerful a tool as it should be. So apologies for this. We've had again feedback I don't know, 5, 6, 7 members who've got particular ideas as to how we can improve this. So again, this is a community where it's not one person's decision. It's not my decision. We want to try to do this collectively for everyone's benefit. We want to grow. We want to grow to get together, because that's the power, right? In networking, we used to. I used to feel as an individual, there's some very powerful members among you, very, very powerful. But then there are also some members who are part of groups, and as a group, you're far more powerful. I have this particular husband and wife team that I particularly respect, and individually we are good, but together, incredibly powerful. So I'm a true believer in a team spirit. I always remain open to ideas and suggestions for the betterment of the business. That's important. We can't be an island, and again, this was not built that way. It wasn't built as a single person's decision on how we should manage your money. That's not at all how EzyTRX works. Lisa, were there any other questions that I've seen a lot of messages pop up? I can't really read them because I was trying to also focus.
Those were the main few questions about the sales funnel and credit. I think that's what a lot of people were looking forward to. And
right.
The currency, the MasterCard, is already available for application, so applications are open. You just need to submit your KYC, and then you can get your currency ordered online. So that's about it.
Okay, let me just quickly go through these questions. Happy birthday. Well, we're getting to the birthday part of it. And I see 133,000 lost. Yes, 133,000 is a lot of money. I feel terrible. Okay, step 5 has to be corrected. Yes, please, Lisa, if you don't mind, please correct the deck for step 5. The credit is huge incentive. Yes, it is. It will be a game changer, I believe so. Everyone can see these messages. So transaction fees. Yes, I think transaction fees have gone up a little bit. So you're going to have to keep 20 Tron extra rather than, I think in the past we got away with just keeping 2 or 3 Tron. But again, it's not a lot of money. It's not even $1, I don't think. So please don't worry about it. I see Alam's raised his hand. I don't know if Alam's got any questions. Generally, he doesn't have questions. He leads the show. But that's kind of it from me. I wanted to cover some of these points and talk about where we're at. I wanted to give you kind of reach out to you after last week's roadmap and let you know what it means and why it's important for us I also wanted to explain the time factor. The time factor is what affects all of you, because things seem a little bit slower to reach us, and I truly apologize. But at the back end, for me in particular, cost is also a big factor. Again, I've given you the example of the currency, right? If someone's got to pay this $120,000 bill, someone's got to pay it. Otherwise, the physical card is going to be an issue, right? We've then got to start distributing the cards. If you're sitting in Venezuela, we've got to get it to you in Venezuela. There is a cost to that. So these are really important considerations. Nothing's as easy as just introducing something and saying, hey, let's rock on, right? We do really have to think carefully. So my request to all of you, please keep your momentum. Some leaders are still at it, and I truly appreciate it. If you remember, it's no need to hide this, but Eric was our shining example, right? In I think it only took him 24 hours to earn 70 grand. That really explains to you the need for speed. And speed is essential in this business. You sign people on, and the funds come to you instantly. But that same culture has got to be inculcated in the groups below you. They've got to also have that same speed. They've also got to have that same blanket reach to try to get to the right number of people. We'll try and fix the funnel. I hope that's going to be a tool that continues to be effective. But from the rest of you, my request for the next month, if not the next 2 months at the very most, I will endeavor to get credit up and running, because I appreciate that message in the group just now. It is a game changer, and it's so significant for us, and I think it'll set EzyTRX apart from any other platform. And it's going to build an essential community. It'll build the marketplace, and I want to make sure we maximize that value of the token. So that's where I'm coming from. Please continue to work hard, and in the background, I know you may not see me as often, but we will continue to work, and we're trying to do this for all of you. For everyone that's willing to step forward and help us, and even co-fund or introduce products, please reach out to me, reach out to the team, all of us, reach out to the ambassadors, and somehow the message will get to all of us, and we'll consider everything that comes and is placed on our plate. With that, I want to thank you for joining me this Sunday as usual, and as always, my love to everyone. Take care, and keep yourself safe. This pandemic is getting a lot worse. You've got to unfortunately mask up and wash your hands, do all these things that are really important. I've had a lot of friends now who've been attending meetings, catching up with friends and so forth, and now suddenly all their friends are coming down with COVID. So it is getting closer and closer and closer, and it is quite dangerous. So please stay safe. Thank you very much.
Hey guys, that is it for me. Thank you for joining EzyTRX webinar. Happy Sunday. Enjoy your weekend, and tomorrow it's back to work. So, working on the EzyTRX roadmap, and any questions you have, direct them to us as well, and we'll be happy to answer them. Thank you guys for joining. See you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.